Hello, everybody. Boy, between this whole Derek Chauvin trial and now two other police shootings, the word racist is getting thrown around a lot. Hey, what's next? Is Jesus racist?
You know that there's a part of the Gospel of Mark where Jesus uses a racial slur. In Mark chapter 7, there's the account of the Syrophoenician woman, a woman who is Syrian and Greek, both of which there were strong biases against within the Jewish community. And she comes to ask Jesus to heal her daughter who's possessed by a demon.
Great. Just great. When there's atheists, you know who to call. Sunday Apologetics. Reasoning with them is like talking to a wall. Sunday Apologetics. When the arguments need to be destroyed, common sense must be employed. 'Cause when they're trying to tell the BS to us all. Sunday Apologetics, go! 1, 2, 3, 4, go! Sunday Apologetics!
And what is Jesus' response? He says, it's not good for me to give the children's food, meaning the children of Israel's food, to dogs. He calls her a dog.
Atheists, take this as my sincere acknowledgement that you guys are not the only people that say stupid things. I mean, sure, you got Waldo using stuff from the Book of Judges to say it reflects badly on God. You got Robin Hood saying David Wood's not a philosopher when he clearly is. You got Matt Dillahunty saying that women are so sexually driven that they can't help but get pregnant. But you know, this guy's a reverend. He's supposed to be a little bit smarter than that. So let me go ahead and apologize to you all on his behalf. Now, what's interesting here is, being a historian, I absolutely love how he is actually surprisingly accurate in the history of this. The fact that Jesus was talking to a woman and a Gentile, just the fact he was talking to either a woman or a Gentile would have been surprising enough. Here he's talking to a woman Gentile. Well, he's in Tyre, if I remember correctly. He's in Tyre right now, a Gentile-led nation. So yes, it's rather outstanding and exemplary of him to even be talking to this woman. Now, he does, as the person says, he says, it is not good that I shall give to the I should not give the children's food to the dogs. And as that man said, yes, Jesus quite literally called her a dog. But what exactly does this mean? See, throughout the Bible, we see Jesus speaking rhetorically, asking rhetorical questions, or making rhetorical statements. We know, we have plenty of evidence, a lot better than, his best friend's a Gentile, that Jesus is not racist against Gentiles. Remember that story of Jesus killing the demon-possessed guy and all the pigs running off the cliff because he put the demon into them instead of the man? Well, that man had pigs. He clearly wasn't Jewish. Jewish people didn't have, their dietary laws didn't let them eat pigs. So this man, who Jesus helped when he was demon-possessed, was clearly not a Jew. There's another part in the Bible where Jesus says to a Roman soldier, you have the greatest amount of faith I have seen in all of Israel. This guy's a Roman soldier. He's not a Jew. He's a Gentile. Throughout the Bible, we see that Jesus very much is not against Gentiles. So his remark here to insult this woman by calling her a dog is certainly interesting. But let me ask you this. Think of the story of Mary Magdalene. When Jesus goes up to her after all her accusers have left and said, has nobody persecuted you? Has no one charged you with anything? Now, Jesus isn't blind. He's not sitting there going, I can't see. Is everyone gone now? They left? You're still here? Okay, good. No, this is clearly a rhetorical question. Also, there's a part in the Bible where Jesus says, He says, why call me God? Don't you know that there is only one God? Now, this is usually the part where atheists and Muslims alike will jump for joy. Trey, look, the Trinity can't be true. This Jesus just said he wasn't God right here. No, that's not what he said. Jesus in that passage was trying to make it clear that if you acknowledge me as good, and it was good, he said, if you acknowledge me as good, then you shall also acknowledge me as God, or righteous, or, sorry, I don't have the verse right in front of me, but I'll certainly look it up and edit it into this video. Okay, so I was right. My memory isn't failing me as bad as I think it is. He says, why call me good? Do you not know there is no good but God? No, that's not him saying, well, I'm not God. He's saying that if you acknowledge me as good, then you should also logically follow through and acknowledge me as God. So there's certain times where Jesus will talk rhetorically. He doesn't really need to ask you anything. He doesn't really need to have you explain or tell him something. He is very much already in knowing of what the proper outcome is. So when he says to the woman, it's not right that I should give the children of Israelites food to the dogs, then he's pretty much going off of the popular Jewish belief at that time. And I'm going to let this guy go on before I explain any more.
What's amazing about this account is that the woman doesn't back down. She speaks truth to power. She confronts Jesus and says, well, you can think that about me, but even dogs deserve the crumbs from the table. Her boldness and bravery to speak truth to power actually changes Jesus' mind. Jesus repents of his racism and extends healing to this woman's daughter. I love this story because it's a reminder that Jesus is human. He had prejudices and bias, and when confronted with it, he was willing to do his work. And this woman was willing to stand up and speak truth.
No to absolutely everything that he just said. He's making this woman out to be like, oh, she stuck it to racist Jesus. No, she didn't. She agreed with him. Yes, I may be but a dog, but at least give me what a dog is entitled to. Imagine right now if a white person says to a black person, you are an animal. And the black person says, oh, I may be but an animal, but don't animals get crumbs at least? You wouldn't say that black person stuck it to anyone. You said they actually submitted to the insult. No, this woman is not some woke SJW sticking it to racist Jesus. She's agreeing with him. But what's interesting is, as the man says, Jesus does what she wanted him to do, but it's not because Jesus was like, ooh, I shouldn't be racist, because that just doesn't make logical sense. She's agreeing with him, and somehow that got Jesus to change his mind. Listen, I don't speak hippie liberal douchebag, but I'm pretty sure that that's not how that works. What happens is that Jesus sees this woman and has faith in him and is willing to come to him and continue to ask him for help because she believes and she knows that he can help her and her daughter. And just like in the story with the Bible, when the guy grabbed Jesus' cloak and Jesus spun around, who grabbed my cloak? Yeah, spoiler alert, like I said, he already knew who grabbed his cloak. Again, him asking that question served a purpose in that scenario. Jesus was moved by the woman's faith in him, much like the person who was like, ooh, if I just grab his cloak, I can be healed. So ultimately, that is it. Jesus was moved by the woman's faith in him, and he decided to also go on and teach that Jew and Gentile can make it into heaven, not just Jews. Jesus was not racist against Gentiles. He took a popular racist Jewish belief, and he then did to this woman what he should not have done if the popular racist belief was true. You know, if it's true that Jesus is the Savior and salvation is something only for Israelite and God's children, what did he just help the Gentile for? As far as the Pharisees and the Jews were concerned, Not only is this a Gentile, this is also a woman. This is like the lowest of the low. But Jesus shows her love and compassion because all people deserve to be shown love and compassion. Now listen, I know I'm a little late on this. I didn't choose to go through a rough breakup that upset me. But ultimately, this guy, he is trying to read something into the text that is simply not there. Having said that, beware of people like this. This guy is actually a reverend, I hear, so he's actually supposed to know what he's talking about. And sadly, we have, I don't want to say false, I'd say perhaps ignorant teachers like him. But either way, I'm glad that you tuned in, you watched my video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good YouTube stuff. And I'll see you next Sunday.